that we're all alcoholics and drug addicts and pieces of shit. Yeah, I mean, if people are looking at it that way, I would say that they're probably not wrong. I mean, look at any event that a realtor goes to. If there's not alcohol there, there's 10 people. If there's alcohol there, everybody's there. Right.
If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The camera's here.
All right, tell us about yourself.
About me?
Yes.
Fuck. Where do I start? There's a lot. I grew up just outside north of Chicago, basically in between Milwaukee and Chicago, and right on Lake Michigan. Played baseball, played football for like 2.5 weeks, got injured, went to high school, was a terrible student. I don't even remember what I graduated, maybe a 2 point something, doesn't matter. I own a real estate company, which is cool. It was not my first profession that I wanted to do. I actually wanted to be a geologist. Wanted to get into geology because I honestly don't like people very much. People are really mean to one another, mean to not just one another, but to animals, to the elderly, to you name it. People are just selfish and not great. But I've gotten good at this somehow. For some reason, people like me. I don't know why, but they do. But geology, to me, I was going to get into petroleum engineering. I had actually gotten to a point where I was interviewing at the School of Mines up in Golden, I think it is. And I didn't pursue that because at the time Annalise was born. And it was like, go up there and make that my full-time job, or stay here and do your best to take care of the family, right? So I stayed here. And the reason I really wanted to do that is because look at what we have in our backyard here. I mean, you got Pikes Peak, Garden of the Gods. You have the fluorescent fossil beds. I mean, there's a million different places you could really explore out here that is amazing. And the best part about that is I could do that all by my damn self. I don't have to be with people.
Right.
So that does actually help me with my real estate career as far as walking through houses, feeling foundations that are all fucked up and whatever else. But that wasn't my first choice. So did I move too fast? Did I explain some shit too quickly, or is it flowing okay?
No, that's good.
So when I moved out here in 2004, because life was getting a little hectic back in Illinois, and I can go into depth later on that, maybe. I don't know how many people need to really know about that shit, but...
Tell us how you got into real estate.
So...
What was that?
Yeah, so I was down in Scottsdale with my wife at the time, back in 2013, summer of 2013, it was August. And these motherfuckers were living a baller-ass life. And I'm sitting there by the pool, and at the time I'm making like 50 grand a year, which is like peasant money to those guys. And I turned and I looked at Melissa and I'm like...
I mean, peasant money to the rich guys.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, man.
Just clarifying for the audience.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I don't mean to say it like, but that was my thought. Like, you're living paycheck to paycheck to paycheck to paycheck, and it's tedious and it's stressful and it sucks. Like, so I'm like, there's got to be a better way to make a living, and an honest living. I was working at the college, man. We were deceiving people. We were selling people this damn pipe dream that online education was this great thing for them to do. Now, some did okay, but the majority of the areas that we targeted were these very poor areas that, let's be honest, they didn't have the greatest chances for success. And what I mean by that is they didn't have the structure involved in their lives to go to college and be good. They'd probably be better off going to like a trade school, if that makes any sense, And these ads were targeted specifically at these people in these lower income communities. And not that they don't deserve a chance, so don't get me wrong, they do. But online school is not easy. I don't give a fuck who you are. It's not easy. It takes a lot of damn discipline. So I could barely work at home because I have my kids. Imagine somebody, you know, living in places like where I grew up that they might have one computer in the house, 2 computers in the house, and a baby screaming. That shit's gonna take all your attention away. And online school does require a shit ton of discipline. So the ones that did make it, that got through the programs, I really hope that they're doing well because they earned it. That shit is hard. I couldn't do it. And I've been told by others that I'm smart. I'll let them fucking be the judge. You know, I'm not gonna give myself a badge that, you know, well, I'm not gonna crown myself with anything. So, as I'm down there in Scottsdale, I'm like, fuck, man, we're doing it wrong, you know? So I called my agent who had sold me my house. I said, hey man, what do you think about me getting into real estate? And he said, I think you'd be really good at it. So that's kind of what got the ball started. So I think I paid for the classes when I got back from Scottsdale. Finished the classes in, I don't know, maybe January, February of 2014, right after they did our layoffs at the college. What they did is they laid off the top 25%, at least so I'm told. I haven't gone back and verified, but I think I remember reading news articles that said they were laying off the top 25% of the people at our college. And when I say the top 25%, it's the top 25% of the people who were the highest income earners through the college. And like I said, I was making like 50 grand-ish a year. So why not cut me and, you know, the other 25% and bring in somebody else who will do the same damn job at $30,000 a year? Or just cut the staff in its entirety and call it a day, which is what I think they did, and I don't even think the college is around anymore. So, anyway, after that, I went to work for that broker. His name is Scott Coddington, and I'm grateful for him because he took a chance on me. And I remember doing open houses every weekend. I didn't even have my license yet. I was doing open houses as an assistant, broker's assistant or real estate assistant, whatever the term is. And I was doing open houses every weekend. I was sitting for builders, which you can do. You can do that without a real estate license. You just cannot negotiate. So, and I'm sure there's a fact checker or two that'll, you know, maybe see this and be like, oh, he's either right or wrong. I don't fucking care at this point. But that's what I did. And I did an open house every fucking weekend until I had a pipeline. And I finally got my license, I want to say in August of 2014. And I had passed the class prior to that time. It took me 5-6 tries, somewhere in there. Because that shit was hard to test. And you don't get your right and wrong answers, you just get a synopsis of what you did good in and didn't do good in, or how many you got wrong, and you don't get to see what you got right or wrong, essentially.
Right.
Which is fucking frustrating for someone like me because I second guess every answer I give. So I could have maybe aced it the very first time, and because I go back and I'm like, no, that couldn't possibly be the right answer, I changed shit and didn't pass. And I did that 5 more times, I think. So, but when I did pass, at the time, to save money, I waited until August to pay my fees. So that's when my license actually became active. I think that's when it was, August of 2014. But I've been doing it longer than that. So, and yeah, I mean, my first year I did okay. Second year I did better. Third year I did better than that. And each year has gotten better and better. And then in 2017, just before my son was born, I quit drinking. And as soon as I quit drinking, fucking everything took off.
Yeah.
That we're all alcoholics and drug addicts
Yeah.
and pieces of shit. Yeah, I mean, if people are looking at it that way, I would say that they're probably not wrong. I mean, look at any event that a realtor goes to. If there's not alcohol there, there's 10 people. If there's alcohol there, everybody's there,
Right.
And part of that is because people are self-conscious, or they're, I don't know, it allows their inhibitions to kind of fade away, so they'll actually go out and mingle,
Well, for you though, like you
Oh.
made up your mind to stop drinking. How
Yeah,
was
fuck
that?
yeah, man.
How
I
was
didn't
that?
want to be a shitty father anymore, I felt like I was a shitty father. I felt like I was a shitty husband. Matter of fact, I know I was. And that's in my mind what it was. I knew I wasn't doing the best that I could. I still provided. I still closed deals, So I was functioning. And
Yeah.
I just got tired of it. I got tired of waking up feeling like dog shit. And the people that are not alcoholics yet won't fucking understand what I'm talking about. I don't care who you are. If you give alcohol the fucking chance, it will grip you. You will become a fucking alcoholic at some point. And once you become an alcoholic, they throw your ass away. Society doesn't like it. But as long as you can hang, and as long as you can hold your alcohol and not act a goddamn fool at too high of a level, they'll accept you. But as soon as you get to that point where you have a fight, or you have an argument, or you do something dumb, they're done with you.
Now, now that you are sober
Yeah.
this long, how's that changed your life?
Financially, it's been fucking great. It's been the most successful years of my career. Now, with that said, I haven't capitalized on that the way I should have, but this has been the most successful years of my career. I'm more focused. I actually can think. I don't have to wake up in the morning and worry about what the fuck I said to somebody the night before.
Yeah.
That's not something I have to worry about anymore. It's kind of nice. But there is that from time to time when you're out with your peers, that weird thing that creeps in that's like, I kind of want to be like them right now. And then that's kind of like when my socialometer's like, it just goes like this. It's like, fuck this, I'm out of here, Because I don't want to have the same tired conversation with the same motherfucker for the 6th time, Just don't want to do it, And the shit that gets talked about when most people are tipsy is not intelligent conversation, And look, I'm all good with comedy and shit talking and stuff like that, but people say a lot of really dumb shit when they're drunk, They really fucking do. And they do things that they would not normally do, and they tend to regret later on. Some people live with no regrets, and that's fine. But it doesn't mean that the people that have saw them do it or seen them do it aren't judging them. And I don't want to be judged. I know people do it anyway, but at least I'm sober and I admit to the shit that I've done, So, but no, being sober is probably the greatest thing. It's a weird gift and curse scenario, And I explained it to a friend of mine today about being an alcoholic and getting sober and what that's like. Because anxiety, as an example, if you explain anxiety or panic disorder to somebody, unless they have fucking felt it for themselves, they don't understand. They have zero fucking clue. Your best friend you could watch them go through being an alcoholic or drug addict or something like that. You could watch them go through that, and you could see that, and you hurt for them, and you hate that they're going through it. But unless you actually experienced doing it yourself and recovering yourself, you don't have a fucking clue,
So,
and damn, that's harsh. When I say it, it's harsh. Like, hey, Jesus, you don't fucking know what I'm talking about. No, it's not really like that. But when you've seen people die from cirrhosis of the liver and stuff like that, man, it hits you. And there's books that I've read, there's research that I've done that would blow people's mind on just how massive a business it is. And to me, people that continue to drink and drink heavily, all they're doing is sticking their head in the sand because they don't want to fucking deal with real life. Because getting sober makes you actually feel. You have to fucking feel. And nobody wants to. I'm not afraid to tell the truth all the time. You know, and maybe there's others that do, I don't know. But there's good agents out there, there's bad agents out there. I answer my fucking phone any time of the night when it comes to a client. You know, I don't care if it's 10 o'clock at night. I don't care if it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna answer my phone. And I've talked to agents, and there's some agents that may see this and they're gonna be like, you fucking psychopath, Larry. Well, you're right, I am. Jordan Peterson said it. Somebody willing to work 80, 90 hours a week and take calls like that is probably a psychopath to a degree, you know? But I'm not a doctor, I'm not a lawyer. I don't have the luxury to not answer that call, because that call can make me $1,000, that call could make me $30,000. Who the fuck am I to not take that call? Especially if I'm awake. If I'm awake, I am working, period.
So you have a team, so tell us some of the opportunities of leading a team of new and seasoned agents.
Opportunities. Well, can't say there's necessarily opportunities for me. What it did for me was actually save me to a degree. I was getting bored with real estate. So opening my office and having people to coach and help really fucking saved me. Because I'll never not give a shit about my clients. But I started not giving a shit about real estate as a whole. You know, it's just help somebody buy, sell, help somebody buy, sell. Every scenario is a little bit different, but the challenge was starting to go away for me. So bringing on new agents, that brought on like a whole new challenge, you know? And when I interviewed agents, I was able to see like their desire, their passion, I want to fucking win, you know? And I don't want to bring on agents that already had egos, that do 100 deals a year. I don't want that shit, you know? Because the majority of them, I don't want to say they're know-it-alls or anything like that. Like, I know a lot of them and they're good people, but I don't want that around.
You're pretty established then.
Yeah, they're established. They don't need me,
Right.
you know? I guess is probably a better way of phrasing that. But the younger agents that really need help, really need guidance, I'm pretty damn good at situational coaching. So I'm able to help with that. And that saved me, man. My daughter coming to work for me,
Right.
you know? Chris coming to work for me, Linda coming to work for me, you know? Let's see, Danielle, Becca, you know, Becca's like my right hand.
Shit.
You know, Shannon, Laura, who else do I have? Chevy. Yeah. It's funny because when I go to send an email, I'm like, who the fuck do I have on my fucking team? Because it's grown, you know, and then Crystal Forsythe just came in and she doesn't need a whole lot of coaching or anything like that, so.
We're waiting on one guy.
We are. Freedom, you know. I'll leave it at that. But no, man, it really saved me. Bringing them on saved me because it's like, you know what, I could just go do corporate America and shit all over again, which I didn't want to do. But I just needed a new challenge. So, and they brought that. They brought that challenge. Yeah, no, I don't want to post that I just closed a fucking deal. I just did my fucking job, you know? Could you imagine like a plumber or somebody like that fucking posting, you know, up in your front yard saying they just fixed your fucking sewer line, you know? And asking, I don't know, for referrals and shit. I don't know, dude, it's just weird. You know, at the end of my 40-hour work week, I didn't show up to closing, or I didn't show up to closing. I didn't show up to my boss and be like, hey man, thank you so fucking much for letting me work for you for the last 40 hours this week. Here's a bottle of wine. You know, to me it feels cheap. Now if a client wants that, I will do it. But I don't ask for it. I will not post it. Nobody needs to know how many deals I close. They can look if they really care. But there's some agents that I know. I mean, I can pull up right now, and I won't ever say names. But I could pull up their pages and see how many fucking deals they've closed this year. I don't care to do that, you know? And yes, I get the marketing aspect. I'm not knocking them for doing it. It's just not my flavor. You know, I don't give a shit. To me, it's braggy, you know? And I'm not interested in bragging. Get ready to get your fucking ass kicked by buyers and sellers. They're gonna fucking disrespect your time. They're going to probably lie to you about a few things. And they don't mean to do it. They're just really confused. A lot of times this is their first time buying a house. So they're fucking terrified. And they need you to be that professional to guide them through it. So I don't take that personally. It's, you just better be prepared for it. You're gonna get calls when you're at the movies with your kids. You're gonna get calls when you're on vacation, which I don't fucking take, but you're gonna get calls. And just be prepared to spend a lot of time trying to get your business off the ground. And if you're not willing to take those calls, and you're not willing to be stressed out, and you're not willing to have gray hair, don't fucking do this business. It'll fucking run you through the machine really fast. It's oftentimes uncomfortable. It's oftentimes not fun because you are dealing with people's lives. This is one of the biggest decisions they're gonna ever make in their life. And you gotta take it pretty damn seriously. So when they call you, you gotta answer.
Same question
Sure.
on experienced agent. What if I was an experienced agent and
It's no different.
yeah,
I go through the same shit that my younger agents do. The only difference is I know more because I've done it more. It's been more repetitive for me, you know? There's still questions that come across where I'm like, fuck, I don't even know. I don't even have the answer to that. Like one of the biggest ones right now that I see people bickering about is, what's the market gonna do? Nobody fucking knows. As long as the Fed keeps manipulating money, nobody knows. As long as they keep fucking with shit, nobody knows.
yes,
Fuck the Fed, fuck the IRS. Yes, that's on wax.
that's right. So okay, no, that's good.
So the woman had passed away in the home, and we put a lot of work into it. Not me personally, but you know, hiring people to get the stuff done, get stuff moved out. Like that was a pretty big deal. And talking to the family, I asked them, I'm like, so whose ashes are these? And I don't remember if they told me a real honest answer or not at the time when I first asked, but if my memory serves me, they did not. But the woman apparently had collected lots of urns, you know, over the years. And this was the last one there. And I found out after the home was getting ready to close, that was the only thing that the buyers wanted out of the house. They didn't care about anything else, or taking it as is. And the agent calls me up, and it was kind of funny. And they were like, can you remove the body from the house? You know, which was, I got it right away. It was kind of fucking funny in the way that she phrased it. It was actually perfect. So I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Well, so I call, you know, one of the family members, and after I turned the urn upside down to see maybe if there was a name on it, there was. And it turned out that it was a very close family member. And what happened to this family member was extremely tragic, and I think that there was some bitterness behind it. And I don't want to go into too much detail in case this person ever sees this video. You know, I don't want their stuff out there like that. But my understanding was they were not in agreement in how it was handled with the death and then being cremated, so on and so forth. So what I did was I took it up into the mountains, you know, in an undisclosed location, took a handful of photos, shot them out there, shot them to the family, and I never really got a response on it, but it didn't feel right to just throw it in the trash. So at least now this person has a final resting spot that has an amazing view 365 days a year. So it's fucking weird. It felt weird doing it, but it also felt really cool. I don't know how to explain the feeling. You know, it was really surreal. I'd never had to do anything like that before. I've done some really weird shit in this business. But that was by far probably one of the most different things I've had to do. And yeah, I think I did the right thing.
Yeah, it was a nice spot.
It was a pretty cool spot.
It was a good spot.
It was a pretty cool spot. Yeah, I can't be mad at that. Mentors right now. Fuck Jordan Peterson. Joe Rogan's pretty badass. My kids, they teach me a lot. Dillman, you know, teaches me a lot. I learn a lot from you. I learn a lot from my agents. There isn't anybody that I meet that I have like a relationship with that I can't do it to a degree call some sort of a mentor. I learn something from everybody. Whatever the fuck that is, I still learn something. Good, bad, or you know, ugly, I guess. So no, I can't say that I don't learn something from every person that I talk to. You know, my wife has been a mentor to a degree, you know. She taught me how to write a resume back in the day when I was fucking like 22 years old. My daughter, Alexa, she's a mentor. You know, my 13-year-old's a mentor. My 18-year-old's a mentor. Asher, my 5-year-old, who runs me insane, you know, is a mentor. My father, my in-laws, you know, everybody contributes to a degree. And I take bits and pieces of what's good and I leave the rest. I forget a lot of shit. But no, everybody's kind of a mentor, you know. My big brother Rafi out in Tennessee, he's a mentor of mine. He took me under his wing when I lived in, you know, the Chicagoland area. He's one of the few people that I still talk to back there on a regular basis. So.
Born in Florida.
No, he's in Nashville.
Nashville.
Yeah. My homie in Florida, he's another agent that I worked with at the college that I would love for him to come out here and do a podcast with me, because I did a podcast with him on his show, you know, kind of remote. So that would be fucking dope, honestly.
Yes.
Yeah, we just got to get him out here. He's like, yeah, bro, I got to get out there. So maybe he'll see that shit or this and like, fine, motherfucker, I'm on my way, you know. Where I see myself in 5 years. I'd have to say the jury's out on that one, man. I don't know. I really fly by the seat of my pants, and that's not a good way to live, I understand. There's been a lot of like really interesting things happen in my life this year, and I don't know. I mean, I still see myself mentoring agents. I don't know how many I'll have. I'm fine if I still have the same group. You know, I'm still gonna be a father. You know, there's a chance. No, I'm not even gonna speak on that. You know, I'm gonna be fucking 5 years older. Hopefully I'll still be in better shape. Like, one of my goals is to be in the best shape of my life by the time I'm 40, you know? So that's March of next year. So I've been putting in work on that. And that's not just physically, that's mentally as well. I'll probably still curse, I'll probably still have a 5-year-old sense of humor, you know. Hopefully 5 years from now I'm still relevant in real estate. You know, with all the changes, you know, with a lot of things going in different routes and ways and things like that, who knows? Who knows? I mean, when a couple of big box corporations tried to essentially eradicate real estate agents, you know, who knows, maybe some point they're successful in doing so. I doubt it, but maybe at some point they are. But there's still travel agents around, so, and you could get shit online all day, but there are really good travel agents out there that take care of you. So yeah, sorry for the negative response there, but.
No, it's an honest response.
Oh
So-
yeah, that's all you'll ever get.
Okay.
That's all you'll ever get is some honesty out of me, man. I don't have time for the other shit. You know, in closing, I've been very blessed, you know, to do what I do, to have the opportunity to do what I do, and in my opinion, the greatest country in the history of the world. I've had some of the greatest clients an agent could ask for. I have some of the greatest agents a father and broker could ask for. I have some of the greatest friends and mentors a broker could ask for. And I just want to continue to grow and stay relevant, help people when I can, because I care about that, maybe too much in some people's eyes, but you know, we're just gonna keep going, see what the fuck that looks like later. And if that lasts a day or a week or the next 20 fucking years, I can tell you that I'm not gonna give up. You know, I've lost everything I've had 3 times in my fucking life. That's not about to make me stop if I were to lose a 4th time. So, I don't know, in closing, is that a good closing? Fuck, I don't know, people, what do y'all think? No.
If you are what you say